Hey everybody, it's Allie. Think of me, so to speak, as your A11y ally, here to answer your questions about accessible development. Okay, let's get to today's question. Markus from Munich asks, how do I fix a name role value issue on a switch? Thanks for writing in, Markus. Grüß Gott. Looks like you may have run an automated accessibility check of some kind and your switch, I'll assume it's not a component, is giving you a little trouble. And while there is more than one way to solve this, let me lay out an approach that should work. First thing to check here is whether you've specified a role attribute. You need to declare the switch role here in your div so assistive tech knows what it is, like so. Next, you need to worry about keyboard behavior. When users tab through the page, will the switch be included? You can be sure of that by adding a tab index attribute to your div. Set its value to 0. Next, you need to tell assistive tech what state your switch is in. There's an attribute for that. I seem to say that a lot. The ARIA checked attribute handles this, and the values are just false or true. There's some CSS work here to do too, because you'll probably want to make the false and true states look different. That's just heads-up UI work. Almost done. Now, this last part could be what hung you up in the first place. You might have been tempted to label the state so that the user can see them. For example, when the switch is on, you might want the word on next to it and vice versa. The problem there is that it might confuse screen readers if they think on is the accessible name for switch. On is a state, not a name. So if you want to keep using those labels for your user case, one technique is to hide them from assistive technologies with a span element and an ARIA hidden attribute. Now, I assumed this wasn't a component, but chances are you'll want to think about that sooner or later. If you do, head over to the ARIA Authoring Practices Guide, which lays down a ton of good advice. I'll put a link in the description below. Or, you can just write into little old me, which is way more fun if you ask me, which you can. Good luck, Markus.